So I'm sure you guys heard about NBA 2K21 costing $60 on current-gen consoles, but will cost $70 on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, which has a lot of people speculating that this will become the new standard in the video game industry. Come next gen with the PS5 and Series X, all new games will cost $69.99 instead of the standard $59.99 price tag, which we've been used to since about 2005-2006. What I find really ironic is that I've seen all these articles from video game journalists justifying the price increase, saying, well, the cost of development has increased over the years, and $70 is a very reasonable price. You know, this is coming from people that don't even have to pay for video games. Like, they get free review copies for all the big AAA releases, so this price increase doesn't affect them at all. They're still going to get free games because they're so-called professional journalists, which means they don't have to pay for video games, and if a company doesn't give them free games, they throw a hissy fit. Remember Bethesda not giving free review copies to them? They were saying, oh my god, Bethesda, they hate journalism, they don't care about us. And these same people don't have our backs when these publishers are trying to screw us over. And they never have, which really defeats the purpose of having journalists, because aren't journalists supposed to be watchdogs for the people, always trying to find the truth, always searching for the truth, and to hold accountable those that abuse their authority? Yeah, apparently that's a big fucking joke, because journalists don't fucking do that. Because the truth is, if video games do increase from $60 to $70, absolutely nothing is going to change about the way games are monetized, about the actual value of your game. So you're paying an extra $10 for what exactly? And in the case of 2K21, they say, well, next gen is going to provide a much better value. The game's going to be so much more powerful. It's going to look better. Well, yeah, isn't that a given for next gen? Like, you're trying to tell us that we need to pay $10 more because games are costing more and you're getting so much more out of 2K21 than next gen consoles? Well, I'll tell you something. I've been on PC for a while. I switched from console to PC, and I've been getting so much more out of my PC games with the graphic settings, uncapped frame rate, and just a much better gaming experience than what you could ever have on PS4 and Xbox One, yet my game prices have never increased, and they better not, because I don't even think PC gamers are going to stand for this shit if it does happen. Like, I know, like, NBA and all these sports games are not really big on PC anyway, but if this hypothetically does become, like, an industry-wide thing, I think you're going to have a lot of resistance, especially from PC gamers, because they're very aware that these companies are out to fuck them over a lot more than console gamers, which I guess you could say are more casual, even though I don't really like the word casual, but they're less informed about things like this. And I feel like console gamers would be more foolish to pay extra $10 because they're the same people that spend $60 a year for something as basic as playing online multiplayer with your friends. So, yeah, I don't think PC gamers are going to stand for anything like that. They're not going to pay $70 for new games, because it would be one thing if the value was clear. Like, if someone said, hey, we're going to charge $70 for our games, we're going to charge more than you usually have to pay, but we're not going to have any DLC, we're not going to have any loot boxes or microtransactions, you pay the $70 and everything is in the game. I feel like if that were the situation, a lot more people would be more inclined to pay $70 for games, but we all know that's not going to happen. We all know the same predatory loot box mechanics that we've been having for the past almost 5-6 years at this point. They're not going to just magically disappear just because games are $10 more expensive. Let's be real. And the reason why that's significant is because, yeah, prices have remained the same over the years on paper. Like, $60 has been the standard price for the past 15 years or so, and game prices haven't increased to reflect the increased cost of development, right? Except that's not really true. When you dig below the surface, you realize with all these deluxe editions and season passes and everything that we didn't have back in 2005 when games first started to get bumped up to $60, if you include all that extra monetization, you realize that the value of games has actually gone up very considerably. Like, the average season pass costs what, $50? That's $110 to get all the content in the game, but back in 2005, there was no such thing as a season pass. You paid the $50 or $60, and you got a full, complete game. But now, you pay $60, even if it doesn't have a season pass, even if it doesn't have all that extra DLC, because games today are now live services, you're going to have to wait months before the game is fixed and is in a playable, acceptable state. Because now early access has become the standard in the gaming industry. Like, you don't expect anymore, which is sad, you don't expect anymore to pay $60, especially for an online game. But even single-player games like Bethesda games, like, oh my god. And the sad truth is, we don't come to expect these games to be perfect and complete at launch. Because now we have amazing online gaming infrastructure that allows developers to decide, well, we can launch the game in a broken, buggy state and just fix it later. And the reason why they get away with that is because you got a bunch of idiots that buy the game day one, knowing that it won't be finished at launch. It just doesn't make any sense why people complain online about all these things happening, but don't actually do anything to be part of the change. Like, these people pre-order their games, they buy games day one, and they complain the game doesn't work. Well, you already paid them. Why should they make the game as great as it could possibly be on launch day if they know you're going to buy the game and you already bought the game before launch day? But the thing is, I don't think people are stupid enough to pay $10 extra. I actually have a lot of faith. I don't think this whole $70 price increase is actually going to be sustainable. I think people are going to say, fuck this bullshit, until you actually show us where the value is, not just prettier graphics and taking advantage of the next-gen consoles, because that's something we already expect. Show us the value, and if you don't show us the value, then we're not going to pay $70. Especially in a terrible economy like right now. You think people are going to spend, first of all, the consoles themselves are going to be really expensive. And I already made the prediction that the current gen consoles, meaning the PS4 and Xbox One, they're still going to be kicking for years to come because the new console is going to be very expensive and the economy is just not in a right place for people to justify spending $500 on a new piece of technology. Like, I just don't think that a lot of people are ready for a big purchase like that. Because what's more important is that you pay the mortgage on time and that you have food on the table, rather than playing games at the prettiest graphics you possibly can. Like, people are just gonna stick with their old consoles. And that's especially true if new-gen console games cost $10 more than they already do. I just think that's gonna turn even more people away from the new-gen consoles, because that's a lot to ask for, especially if you don't even show us where the value is. I didn't see any articles saying NBA 2K21 announces the end of microtransactions, the end of loot boxes. I didn't see anything about that. And you know why? It's because they're not going away. They are going to be in 2K21. And they're going to be in all the other AAA games that decide to charge $70. They're not going to give you an extra $10 worth of value, because nothing's going to change. They're still going to nickel and dime you. You're still going to have these awful microtransactions that, in a lot of cases, are pay to win. And with DLC and season passes, you're literally locked out of content, even though you paid full price for the game. But never mind us, the consumer, how about the workers that are worked to death? They work 80-hour weeks. They don't get to have a life outside of work because they're being crunched. Is this extra $10 going to give them more time off? Are developers going to get a pay raise? Of course not. So then why should we give these AAA publishers more money? It reminds me back when I used to live in New York City. I used to take the bus and the train. I didn't even get a driver's license until I was 20, because you can't really drive in New York City. Anyone who grew up there knows what I'm talking about. The driving is just terrible. So you have to take public transportation. But the thing is, public transportation fucking sucks. The trains are never on time. I couldn't tell you how many times I was late for school or work because I was just sitting there waiting for the bus or train to come, 15 minutes late, sometimes even longer than that. And that's not to mention how nasty those train stations are. There's urine all over the place and fucking garbage everywhere. But the funny thing is, they kept increasing fare costs. I remember when I first started taking the bus and the train, the fare was about $2. Now, it's up to $3. And every time the MTA increased fare costs, their whole justification was, well, we need to make upgrades, we need to make improvements, we need to make the subways cleaner, we need to make all these changes to make the ride experience much better for our customers. Yet, despite all these fare increases over the years, we haven't seen any of these improvements at all. Despite having to pay more for transportation over the years, the trains and the buses are just as shitty today as they were 10, 15, 20 years ago. And the same concept applies to these greedy AAA publishers trying to justify games going from $60 to $70. They're trying to feed you bullshit. And you might have a lot of people that'll fall for it. They'll be happy to pay $10 more for their games, not knowing why. But I know a lot of people like me are not going to stand for this shit. Even $60 to me is not a good value for these games, and increasing the prices while having the same predatory microtransactions, that's not going to cut it for me. The last time I bought a new game at launch day was Modern Warfare 2019, and I fucking regretted that. And before that, the last new game I bought was Red Dead Redemption 2. I didn't even get it at launch day. Like, I paid $60 full price, but I didn't get into like 3 weeks later. I just think it's a bad idea buying any game day one at launch. But any game, even if it's good, even if it's a really good game, like, I just rarely decide I'm going to pay full price $60. Like, I don't even think that's a good value. Even if it doesn't have microtransactions, I just don't want to pay $60 for a new game. Because I'm very frugal with my money, and I'm very patient also. Like, I don't need to have the newest, hottest thing. Like, I don't care about following trends and all that bullshit. I don't mind waiting 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years for the game to go down to like $10, $15, $20. And yeah, I waited a bit longer than everybody else, but I still get the same exact experience that everyone else had, except I spent so much less money. And there's actually a whole subreddit on people like me called r/patientgamer. And I guess in the long term, if everyone adopted this way of thinking, it probably wouldn't be very sustainable because developers really wouldn't make any money. But that's the thing. Publishers don't decide how much something costs. It's the consumer that decides. And I asked you guys on Twitter, are you guys willing to pay $70 for a new AAA release on next gen? And most of you guys said no. And sure, I had a really small sample size, and yeah, maybe a lot of people will say that they won't spend $70 but will just end up caving in anyway. But I have a feeling that this whole $70 price tag is not going to stick. Like, this is going to bite 2K in the ass. And other publishers will see that and be like, okay, no, we're not going to charge $70. We're going to stick with $59.99 as our price tag. Because that's definitely where most developers and publishers stand right now. They're just going to wait and see what 2K does and how well that does on next gen, and then make a decision on if they're going to increase their prices before it becomes industry-wide. But I think this is going to backfire so hard on 2K that no one's going to try to follow in their footsteps. And maybe that's just me being overly optimistic, but I just have a feeling that games are going to stay at the price of $59.99 for the foreseeable future. Especially in the train wreck of an economy that we have right now. I just don't see that being sustainable. And sure, the economy's going to eventually recover, but even if the economy's recovered, like, where's this extra value that you're showing us? It's just not there, and I think a lot of consumers are going to realize that and say, no, fuck you. I'm not going to spend an extra $10 on my games. So that's the way I see things playing out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.